Welcome! We are here today with Vaidya Asvin Barot, an eminent clinical specialist and researcher in the field of Ayurveda in the United Kingdom and internationally. Vaidya Barot is well known internationally for applying the fundamental healing principles of Ayurveda in daily life. Vaidya Barot, thank you very much for being here with us today. I have seen that one of your top healing statements is that more than a system of medicine and treatment, Ayurveda is an art of being and living. Could you explain further on that?
Ayurveda is a very old medical system, which is about 3,000-4,000 years old. And it explains about illnesses, how to live. One of the fundamental of Ayurveda is, in Sanskrit I will tell you, swasthasya swastharakshanam aturasya vikara prashamancha. Means one should do preventative care for one's health. And if there is illness, one should use more natural tool to make the illness better. Now, 3,000-4,000 years ago, when people used to get ill, there was no modern drugs. There were a lot of herbs, a lot of procedure, a lot of treatment was described. And it is such a detailed knowledge has been given in Ayurveda. But the whole idea of Ayurveda was not just curing illness, how to be healthy. Now, definition of health in Ayurveda is in detail. I will not go this particular minute, but mind, body and spiritual well-being. Now, when you say mind, body and spiritual well-being, these words are very well known nowadays, that everybody says, yes, it has to be physically fit, mentally fit and spiritually fit. Now, what is the definition? How do you say that somebody is physically fit? All the function of the body is working very well, person have a good appetite, they can eliminate. This is so-called normal physical fitness. What do you call mental health? Mental health nowadays, we think that people are not suffering from any mental illness, then they are mentally well. It is not like that in Ayurveda. So, mind in Ayurveda has been described that there is three qualities called sattva, rajas and tamas. Sattva means to see things as these. What does it mean? Without interfering too much, your perception, whatever you see around the world, you should be quiet enough to see and do whatever is the right thing to do. This is sattva. Rajas means you are always a doer. I am doing this, I am doing this, I am doing this, with plenty of ego. This is rajas. And tamas means animal instinct, that you don't do anything and you are not very active. This is tamas. Now, all human has got sattva, rajas, tamas. This is natural state of mind that everybody has this. When rajas and tamas get increased, the sattva get decreased. So whenever you say, I am the doer, then your creativity goes away and you become simply a machine. And this is the problem with the modern age. So in Ayurveda what we say, do whatever you need to do. Be a doctor, be a selling fruits or work in a grocery shop, but always remain calm and contained and see things as it is. This is what we call sattva. Now this in Ayurveda they have emphasized quite a lot, and this we are in the nowadays is getting lost, because everybody want to do everything very fast and everybody has got plenty of ego. This is where things goes wrong, and that creates a stress. Now, as we know in modern medicine, they have described the stress is increasing so much in the world and creating a lot of diseases. So one has to keep on looking at it Ayurvedic point of view, how we can decrease the stress. Because body, yes, you should eat good food, organic food, less chemical, all this kind of positive thing, more fruit, more vegetable. This will keep your body healthy. But how do you keep the mind healthy? By being in a good company, do right thing in life, do according to your constitution. Now this is where Ayurveda comes in. What does it mean, constitution? In Ayurveda we describe Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Vata means lean, thin, fast-moving person, called Vata type. I'm telling in a very short form. Pitta, tall, strong, fiery, pushy, have an aim in life, called Pitta. Kapha, slow, sluggish, heavy, is Kapha. Now these three energy also has direct relation with Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. That if you are very heavy and obese, automatically you are going to be more tamas. Because you eat a lot, you move less, so automatically your mental state become negative. You become depressed. You see everything negatively. Again, too much pitta, that you become aggressive. Anger, anxiety, this is also becoming very common nowadays. So, when you say Ayurveda teaches art of being, what it means that you remain healthy physically and mentally, both level. And also when you are fit and healthy physically and mentally, you have to have some spiritual aspect in your life. Now what is spiritual aspect? When I talk about spiritual aspect, it's not like you go into Himalayas and meditate for 10 years. This is one aspect of spirituality. But in day-to-day life, everybody cannot go to Himalaya and sit for 10 years to be quiet. How one can try to do more yoga, meditation, pranayama, eating right food, and do some kind of creative activity where you feel contained. And if you do that, this is a normal state of health. So in Ayurvedic definition, health does not mean absence of health, absence of disease. It's like total well-being, that you are peaceful physically, mentally and spiritually.
In your opinion, Vaidya Barot, how can spirituality be practically applied in our everyday life?
Now question is, people misinterpret spirituality. What spirituality is? Spirituality means you are contained yourself about your life and people around you and the world or universe as a whole. How can one do it? Because whenever we use word spiritual, we immediately start thinking about religion. All the religion, doesn't matter which religion it is, they are always talking, instead of negativity, more positivity. Every religion, if it's a Krishna or Jesus or Buddha, they always talked from negativity to positivity, which is wonderful. So religious up to that point is very good. When you talk about spirituality, spirituality is to actually knowing who you are. So when the question arises to an individual being that, okay, I am a doctor or I am a businessman and I have done well in my life, and you are 50 years old, you have done good job, you have got a family, then people have a question in their mind, who am I and what am I doing? And this is where the spirituality starts, asking question that what you have done and what would you be doing in your life. And when the mind begins to shrink in and start asking this question, to be in a tranquil state. Now you cannot be tranquil state 24 hours a day, because you have to do day-to-day thing. But when you have spiritual understanding and when you appreciate your aliveness, that I have got body, I have got mind, and I am alive. That aliveness is spirituality. To appreciate that aliveness is spirituality. So in Ayurveda we say, when people have a problem with the mind, what is fundamental? We say, Di, Dhairya, Atma, Di, Vijnanam, Mano, Para, Aushadam. So Di means clarity, what is right and wrong. Sometimes we know what is right and wrong instinctively. Then just knowing is not enough. You have to be patient enough to follow that. Because sometimes we know what is right and what is not right. Say example, people smoke 20 cigarettes a day. They know that cigarette is not good. So they stop for a week, but they are not patient enough to follow. So it's first to know what is right and wrong, then to be patient enough, and then Atma Vijnanam, really knowing who you are. And if you ask anybody, who are you? Then they always tell you their name and their work and their profession and their social setup. But if you again ask question, who are you? One is not asking what is your name only. So whenever you are talking to yourself who you are, all the answer that you give is about your mind and body. It's not about really who you are. Does it make sense what I am saying? So until you keep on asking question of who am I, who am I, who am I, and when the mind gets stiller, because any answer you give that I am so and so, it is not the truth. You have become that, but you are not that. So when the mind becomes more and more quiet, and the day you really become quiet, that everything that you believe you are is only the mind-body connection. But real you is silence. And when you have understood that real you is silence, this is to me is real spirituality. And this is going a long way. So Ayurveda has talked that okay, one has to take care of the body, one has to take care of the mind, but you must take care of spirituality as well. This is the complete health as far as Ayurveda is concerned.
It's a very common understanding with that of the ancient Greek times and philosophy that body, mind and spirit should be equally treated in everyday life in order to advance as a human being. The concept of Ayurveda that you already described.
To my mind, Greek philosophy or an Indian philosophy is not different. Really, somebody who knows the truth, there cannot be different. So I always believe that a human race, if you are talking about the truth, it cannot be divided. Only division takes place when people have their own opinion. And opinion is limited. So if I say my opinion is this and your opinion is that, has to be different because our constitution is different, our prakriti is different, our way of thinking different, our genes are different, our upbringing is different. By looking at all these, there is a difference, but there is a common between us that we are alive while we are talking. That aliveness to me is spirituality. And then you go back to the prakriti or nature. In Ayurveda we call desha, kala, rutu, vai. Desha means place, in which place you are. Kala means time. Rutu means weather. And vai means age. You have to combine all that. So whenever one is dealing with somebody, in Ayurveda when we deal, say, 20 years old young man or woman, if you are talking to them, your tone should be different. If you are talking to 80 years old man or woman, your tone should be different. Because their anxiety, their worries, their depression is different. And this is extremely unique in Ayurveda, which I don't see in any other system, that when you see a person, you try and work out what is their vata, pitta, kapha. And immediately you feel what physically they are feeling and what mental state they have, and you help them according to it, rather than fix ideas, you should do this or you should not do that. So if there is a 20 years old young boy or a girl, if they are in front of me and they are depressed, I might tell them to dance more. So Ayurveda is not serious that, okay, dancing is not very good, because dancing for that young person will be a part of the treatment. Where 70 years old man or woman who is depressed, I will tell them to do simple, gentle pranayama to make sure that circulatory system is better. So it all depends on an individual problem, but every human has a possibility to be still and to be healthy.
Based on your everyday medical experience, which are the most common challenges people are facing in today's world?
Nowadays what I see is what we call chronic diseases, lifestyle related diseases, coronary problem, irritable bowel syndrome, immunological disease, because people's lifestyle has changed. We used to work hard, 5 generations, 3 generations before, our parents used to do a lot of physical work. In last 100 years we have stopped. Even last 50 years we have stopped. So lack of physical exercise, refined food, this is a big problem. And anything related to that, we are getting more and more diseases. And I believe that aches, pain, arthritis, anxiety, depression, skin disease, irritable bowel syndrome, all this kind of thing, so many times we actually induce to have that disease. But to good lifestyle and proper food, proper behavior, and a simple herbal remedy or simple herbs, I think that will reduce a lot of drug-related disease. Because, say example, you have pain and people keep on taking painkiller. By keep on taking painkiller, you actually create internal bleeding. So it's not only you are stopping the pain through the painkiller, you are actually introducing another condition that you will have internal bleeding. So we have to try to go towards more and more natural medicine, more and more simpler cure, and to look for a deeper cause of a disease. And to my mind, deepest cause of the disease nowadays is stress. And stress is a really big time bomb, that if you can be a top executive in a big bank, or you are a businessman, or you are cleaning the floor, they all have a stress in their own way. And one has to learn how to distress these people and bringing them back into life.
According to the system of Ayurveda, which are the fundamental healing tools you are using in order to restore this balance in life?
In Ayurveda we say three basic things: ahara, vihara, aushadha. Ahara means food and drink. It is extremely important. Any Ayurvedic practitioner sees any patient, they always make sure patient follows dietetic rules. Because sometimes we don't have common sense what to eat and what to drink. So diet is an extremely important factor for any Ayurvedic doctor or a Vaidya. When they treat the patient, they will be giving a dietary rules and regulation. Number one. Number two, behavior pattern. And behavior pattern in terms of exercise, movement, how much to sleep, how much to walk. This is extremely important, behavior pattern. And I believe I will count meditation is also a part of the vihara, means behavior pattern. And nowadays, I think meditation can be as important as medicine. This is my belief. And then you have massage, different oil for different constitution. There are so many aspects of Ayurveda which can help. But I think one should go for more common thing is good food, appropriate exercise, and simple remedy or herbs. These are the fundamentals of Ayurveda.
I see. Could you inform us a bit on the healing potency of meditation?
Meditation has been used for centuries in so many traditions. I believe meditation is extremely good tool in day-to-day life, because stress is very big factor for illnesses. So I would say for stress, meditation can be really good tool. And simple meditation. I don't think that people have to go to Tibet or Himalayas to meditate for 6 hours a day. A simple technique of pranayama, simple technique of meditation can actually reduce so many diseases. And pranayama, doing breathing exercise, and some asanas, yoga exercise is extremely important. So I believe that patient has to involve in their health. No point of going to a doctor or a physician or an Ayurvedist and say, I have got this problem, give me some herbs and medicine and it will cure. This is a habit. This is, to my mind, patient is also not willing to cooperate to do a lot of other things what they need to do, like diet. If patient doesn't follow diet properly, if patient don't take proper exercise that you advise, if you're simply giving herb is not going to make them better. In some condition, some herbs which help where patient is not able to follow diet or not able to do exercise. But balancing all these things is very important, and meditation should be part of your life. As you wake up in the morning and you clean your teeth, meditation should be part of life. It's not something you're doing extra or something new meditation is part of life to have fitness of your mind, which is very, very important.
So taking responsibility for our own well-being is a natural part of our own healing process.
It is absolutely natural. I don't know how last 200-300 years it came that everybody relies on doctors only. Doctors are there to help you, to guide you to be healthy. Not simply keep on giving medication to stop your symptoms or diseases. So doctor's role should be how to advise patient to be healthier and not only stopping the disease. So, of course, if you have broken bone, you have to fix it. Of course, you have got a particular blood pressure has gone very high, you have to reduce it. I don't deny it. So, you do preventative care, you also teach them how to remain healthy and treat if they have got illnesses. This is very important. I think whole scenario has to be looked into different way, that doctors has to teach patient more yoga, meditation, eating proper food, and patient should also willing to follow this kind of thing.
So concluding, which would be a practical way for us to remain healthy and happy?
I think to be healthy, proper food, fresh food, organic food, that's as far as food is concerned. Behavior is concerned, everybody should take at least 1 hour of physical exercise.
A day?
Physical, per day. And also everybody should do at least 20 minutes morning and 20 minutes of meditation, which will be really help their mental state as well. And then ask the question, who am I? And try to get the answer for that whenever you have time. And once you dwell a little bit more into spiritual, it makes you very relaxed and very open and very creative. And that is, to my mind, is the best health, best healthy person.
Allow me to ask you one last question. Creative self-expression plays a role in retaining our balance in life.
Oh, of course. Expressing what? You know, whenever you want to express, what you want to express, anything that you express to help other people, anything you help, you can express by smiling at people. Sometimes people say, look, I am not good because I am not helping people. I say, smile. Simply by you smiling at people, you will make them better. So, yes, you must express, but what to express? If you express your rajas and tamas, that you're already an anxious person, if you're already a depressed person, and if you say, I want to express, that is not going to help other people. Of course you want to express. You go into the forest or in a garden and express yourself by singing, for example. That is fine. But not expressing your negativity to people, because not only we are distress ourselves, we are spreading that to other people as well. At the same time, positivity, whatever you have something creative, something positive, you must express. Don't keep it with yourself, because nothing is yours.
Vaidya Barot, thank you very much for your useful contribution and information.
Thank you.